Ladies and gentlemen and others, welcome to the Idiot's Guide to Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Season 3. As I mentioned in the previous videos, Season 3 is where things for this show start to get a little interesting, and not necessarily for the best of reasons. Now, a common opinion that I see thrown out there a lot is that Seasons 3 and 4 just outright suck. There's nothing good about them, they're all terrible, screw them, cancel them, everything. I don't believe that. The show has developed a cult following of sorts, especially since its ending, and I sincerely doubt that it would have happened if the show really was as bad as the people that hate the show claim it got in Seasons 3 and 4. That's not to say the show is perfect. Far from it. But when is it a crime for someone to love a show that's very problematic or has a lot of flaws to it? With that said, however, I am a fan of the show, and I'm not going to be afraid to call out the bullshit that it pulls. And trust me, it pulls a lot of bullshit in its last 2 seasons. None of it is enough to derail my love of the show, but it is enough for me to go back and ask, what were they thinking with these writing choices? As I've said, ultimately, this project is a labor of love. My love for the show. And I hope I do a good enough job of conveying that love to you, my viewing audience. Now, when the season first came out, it premiered with a TV movie called Battle for Muni. It wasn't, in fact, a TV movie. Rather, it was the first 7 episodes of the season, meshed together and aired in a 2-hour block to conclude the Toffee arc. This was not the best idea, in my opinion. The episodes don't really mesh together well in a movie format. It wasn't written with a movie in mind. It was written with individual episodes meant to air as part of an arc. With that said, rest assured that the first Season 3 episode is, in fact, Return to Muni. Not Scent of a Hoodie like some other reviewers claim. That's just dumb. Though I must say, it is a pity that Star vs. never got a formal TV movie. I think the show could have worked wonderfully with a movie idea. But alas, it didn't happen. Now, without further ado, we best get started. We have 38 episodes to get through. And remember, now it's 38 episodes of a very heavily detailed storyline. So we have a lot of ground to cover. And a lot of ground to riff on. Let's begin. Season 3 picks up right where Season 2 left off, with Star and Moon on the run and looking for a way to revive the Magic High Commission, whom, aside from Lekman, have been reduced to floating balloons. Yeah, Toffee did a number on them. If there's one thing I really have to give credit to for this episode, it's showing Moon in a very protective manner for Star. She is really coming through here, looking out for her best interests. Sure, you find yourself disagreeing with it sometimes because Star is just so damn eager to go fight Toffee, but there is a method to Moon's madness, and here it is.
Toffee and his monsters killed my mother.
Yep, we're doing this.
I was about your age when it happened. I didn't know what to do, so I spoke to Eclipsa.
Eclipsa? Eclipsa?
No, Eclipsa, my third ex-wife.
She's been dead for hundreds of years.
No, Eclipsa's alive, and I made a deal with her.
I promised her I would write her book report for her if she did all of my chores, but that bitch flaked out on her end of the deal. Oh yeah, there's also this scene that's just absolutely fucking hilarious. Also, it comes back into play later in the season.
Is he like a little sanctuary guardian?
No, he's the gatekeeper.
Wait, what?
Wah! Wah!
She's lost her marbles.
No, Star, it's okay. They're just exchanging trade secrets, that's all. So I actually really like how they worked Moon's story about her encounter with Eclipsa into its own episode, as opposed to a 2 or 3 minute flashback sequence that would probably cut out a lot of other important stuff. Once again, I'm looking at these 7 episodes as their own episodes and not as the Battle for Muni movie that Disney originally aired this as. The pacing is better.
I swear it wasn't my orders.
You shut up during your confession!
What, you want him to do it in sign language?
The Queen and I were about to sign a peace treaty when one of my generals went rogue.
Rogue Wahoo?
He's known as the Lizard.
It's Toffee. They're talking about Toffee. It's obviously Toffee.
Sorry, I mean like with the Lizard.
Dude, don't laugh.
Shut it, both of you.
Why are both of his hands snakes again? This scene basically devolves into a bitch fest over what the hell they should do. Go to war or sign a peace treaty with the Lizards.
We need to go to war!
We need to sign the peace treaty.
Yelling feels really good right now.
Words, talk!
While the stuff between Moon and Eclipsa is obviously the episode's draw and the best part of the episode, there are some nice moments here between Moon and River in their teen years.
Queen Moon, I'm sorry I spoke out of place.
I got you something.
What is this?
It's an apology meet. It's how we Johansons apologise.
It was a relief to know someone believed in me. Thank you.
It's nothing much, but it's very sweet, very wholesome, and it does a good job of humanizing Moon's character.
Oh, Glossy, are you okay?
No, your mama's gone.
Why, no, I'm not going to stop making this joke, thank you very
I
much.
have no feelings.
I need you to teach me one of the spells from your Forbidden chapter.
Forbidden? Is that what they're calling my chapter?
They were originally going to call it something else, but recently the kingdom outlawed swearing, so... Of course, Eclipsa agrees to help Moon here, but the price tag is pretty hefty.
My freedom.
What?
Oh, I know, it's a lot to ask, but I've just been here so long, all by myself. I want to buy my own chocolate.
You've certainly missed out on a lot. Wait until you hear about this newfangled invention called high-definition television. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. This is Muni. They're about 500 years behind Earth technologically. Sorry. So yes, Eclipsa gives Moon the information she seeks, and then Moon goes out by herself, without an army, to go confront Toffee. Because lone wolf trope, I guess. I gotta say that this moment right here is very impressive in how it's simultaneously badass and also entirely anticlimactic.
Enough of this.
Have you learned nothing?
Go, Web, go!
It's amazing the details you will pick up when you go back and rewatch something you've already watched. For example, when I first watched this scene, I didn't understand why she went for the finger. But then, a thought occurred to me. The deal Moon made with Eclipsa was contingent on Moon killing Toffee. Eclipsa would only gain her freedom back if Toffee was killed.
And aim it directly at his heart.
But because she only dismembered Toffee, the deal does not take effect. So I guess everyone rambling around her about how evil Eclipsa was really got to her. I'm sure this won't bite everyone in the ass somehow. Ludo wants to write his own chapter in the Book of Spells. That's gonna go about as well as you think it is.
That's not going to work, you see. Only the owner can write in the Book of Spells.
Stop the film! Stop the film.
By the dumbass logic that you gave Star in Season 2, Ludo is the owner of the book, you dumbass!
Sorry, I belong to the book, and the book belongs to Ludo now.
Ludo stole you!
Well, that's out of my hands.
Yeah, no, you don't get to have it both ways. Either Ludo is the owner of the book, or he's not. And if he's not, then fuck you once again for not going back with Star.
I am dead inside.
Actually, hold the phone, this does make me wonder. Since Toffee is technically controlling Ludo, does Toffee own the book? Is that why Ludo can't control it anymore? Some clarification would have helped here, but I feel like that makes the most sense. There's no other explanation. Oh yeah, and then this happens.
Well, if you don't want me in your book, then I don't want me in it either!
Holy sh**!
You know, even though I knew this was coming, it's still kind of a surprise.
You know, if Glossaric doesn't give a shit about the fact that he's literally dying, why the hell should I care? And now Ludo's going to try to take over Butterfly Castle, because the imaginary friend in his hand told him to.
Right. The book was a distraction. We don't need it anymore.
Okay, maybe you didn't need the book, but I had a book report due next week. What the hell? River is a great character, but he should never ever be left to his own devices with the kingdom. Ever. When it comes to partying, he gives Ponyhead a run for her money. And that's saying something. And it's about time that Marco finally comes back into the fold. His reunion with River is admittedly really sweet. Took him long enough to remember that he has dimensional scissors. This is another episode that admittedly doesn't do too much for me, but I respect its intention. It's trying to build River's character up. With Moon out of the picture, he basically has to rely on himself, and as we've seen, he's kind of terrible at it. But a chance monster encounter does change things a bit. The episode also serves a purpose of showing Ludo finally coming in to take over the Butterfly Castle.
Hip hip hooray!
Well, they're all dead. What the hell does it say that Moon spouts some of the most racist, bigoted, ignorant bullshit in this episode that I've ever heard a Disney character say, and it's still nowhere near her low point as a character. And look, I sympathize with Moon wanting to protect Star, but there comes a point where overprotective becomes needlessly delusional. At least Buff Frog's children help her escape. They're officially cool in my book. It's nice to know that now, even with the power of the kingdom at his fingertips, Ludo is still a pathetic loser.
I need you to command the people to like me.
Why would I do that? I don't even like you. Shuffling about and talking to that wand hand of yours. It's weird.
Fine, if you won't help me, then you can just rot in this cell. Say goodbye to your freedom.
Okay.
So with River captured, Marco teams up with Riberiet as well as two other characters, Fool Duke and Mime Girl. Yes, those are actually their names because creativity. To steal the key from Ludo and free River from his prison. It actually works too, but River, showing his nobility, refuses to leave his subjects. Moon would be very proud of him. Unfortunately for deciding to stick with his subjects, River now faces being beheaded or something. I actually don't have any. Oh yeah, the Levitato spell. The only spell that Ludo legitimately knows.
What are we gonna do now?
Now, we fight.
That is the most real, authentic, hysterical laugh of my entire life because that is not a plan.
It's barely a concept.